Got him. Now, Tank. Now.
Welcome to your doom.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
Are you gonna sit there and try to tell me you didn't have like the hot girl in your school?
Everyone had the hot girl.
I know, dude. I remember like the hot girl at my school was like, it was like, oh, she's dating a guy that plays football like on the Badgers. And I look back now like, what kind of fucking loser? Yeah, like is surrounded by college girls. He's a football player. He's dating a high school chick.
Low IQ is lineman. So like
CTE,
yeah,
right? Super early.
Yeah, of course we had the hot girls. Like,
yeah,
I know the exact one. Like I think her name. Suddenly I feel strange giving a name. It's Jessie.
Okay.
Yeah, it was my brother.
We've actually got her. Come on in, Jesse.
Yeah, she's probably still great. No, what it was like it was my brother. It was dating. It was
Jesse. Come on in.
Yeah, she was 4 years older than I was. I get to hang out at like the cool kids party because
how old were you?
I was in ninth grade. So she was a senior. It was incredible. But it was you get up one night to like go take a pee as you do
at a house party.
Yeah, my brother was having like friends over.
Oh, because it's ninth grade, you don't pee the bed yet.
Well. So I was coming back to bed and I just saw like a shadow, just a shadowy figure just climb into my bed, and I was like, that was her. She just. And it was like the movie star, like the guitar noise, and he's like, yeah, this is what happened. So I carefully crawled it back in there next to her and didn't touch it. You know when you see a deer in the woods, you're like, don't say anything. Don't scare it.
You know what's funny is because honestly, Tony, in a different world, like right about now is when Jake would be getting released from prison with his...
What? She was older than me by 4 years.
Fair enough.
She would have been the creep. And I would have let her be a creep. That would have been the best creep ever. No, like I crawled in bed, like I laid in bed just like, she didn't know. She didn't know that was my... I carefully just didn't touch her all night.
Is that when you first found out that women snore just as bad as men?
It was a lovely snore. It was very loud.
Yeah, it's just like during like a...
How do you snore? How do you snore? I'd be capturing the fart in like mason jars, like enchanted fireflies.
Oh no!
Like that was magical time in a boy's life.
With doing jankum with it.
Yeah. It's a fine 2000 graduate.
This fart has legs.
It's like a stick. You get a wet cotton swab. You just put up your nose like snooze or whatever.
Have you seen that guy who's like a taster of like whiskey?
Oh yeah. He like throws it. It's like the first bit you like.
That's you with that young lady's fart, huh?
Yeah, screw it. Welcome to Non-Essentials Podcast. I always get at him. I knew it was going. I let it happen. This is episode 140. You know what? Like internet, do a miracle. Like get that to her somehow.
Yeah, let's get her on here.
Is that no? Everybody has. When you're in ninth grade, every senior girl is incredible. Sure. But this one truly was.
Yeah.
So and also like my wife like knows her too, and I'm sure she's like, no, she wasn't.
Jake's wife's like
it was pretty fun.
Jake's wife is over there like, I know it's our wedding or our wedding anniversary, but what are you over there sniffing? It's just like the.
Listen, I don't know if you know this. It's gonna be a hard sale. Wedding night, mask.
Can I just drizzle a little bit of his fart by your butt?
Yeah, like pheromones. Just be like, this has been a long time.
Oh man. Oh well, this is actually episode 1 farty.
I'm gonna edit all that out.
No, okay. Yeah. You're not gonna have a 1 farty.
1 farty. My name's Jake. Regret-filled bossy. No, actually, I handled it appropriately, and so would all of you. Like,
I think
I didn't scare her off.
I'm Adam Hauk 1 Riley.
Oh, I see what you did.
Who are you?
I'll be Jake Hauk bossy.
Yeah. And by the time this episode comes out, it's not even gonna be funny.
I don't care if you don't think it's funny anymore. It is really funny. It's I
love how Hauk Tua girl has taken the internet by storm.
It's really kind of like, I'll say this, like I was laughing about it. It feels like an American Cinderella story because they were like, we gotta find this girl. You know, like it's in Tennessee somewhere. We like going off her dialect, and they did find her. I got her name.
Tennessee or Kentucky? I heard her dad was a preacher.
That's the even better part. It's just like it keeps getting better. The dad was like, of course we don't want her being known for this. It's like too bad.
I did see that she got fired too.
From what?
I think she's a teacher, maybe.
No, actually, I saw that didn't happen. That was
it didn't happen?
That was like a rumor.
Oh, okay.
Because realistically, like a little bit of understanding, it was literally a sound clip. She was joking around. What it really was is like I think it was the laugh at the end. She had a great laugh. She kind of faded away. She's having fun. Yeah. Like I like how the thirsty friend was like, "Oh, everybody's looking for me too." We're not. Always a bridesmaid. ... No, like I've already
some facts on her.
Well, so. I mean, I'm sure her name's already out, but her name's like Haley Welch, and there was like a search.
We actually got her here. Come on out, Haley.
Yeah, God. But she is making
bashful tonight.
She is making a little bit of money off this.
Good for her.
From a company named Fathead Threads. Basically, it's an embroidery.
Was it a presidential thing?
Yes.
Okay. Go
ahead. Well, just Hauk Tuah'd, and I think it was like
2024.
Certain tiers of like if you pay this much, she'll sign it, kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
Because the guy.
How much to spit on it?
Well. That's not a bad. We got a shelf.
Subscribe to our Patreon.
I'm sorry. Someone was selling bathwater years ago. I don't remember her name, but she wasn't Hauk Tuah'd. But I'm saying I think she's already made supposedly like estimated $60,000 off this, which isn't a lot for everyone in the world knowing.
Dude, that's life-changing money for me.
Right. But I will say the guy that owns the Fathead Threads, he has a point. Basically, no one asked her to use her likeness to make all their content funny. Yeah. Like I've seen a lot of tattoos. My favorite one was Hauk Tuah'd, and then soap would hit on a fresh tattoo and the wipe off.
Yeah.
So it's being used. It pushed out the brother ooh guy.
I know. I do like that. I mean, I've got the bidet upstairs. I should do a meme with that. No one's gonna watch it though. Right. A live Hauk Tuah'd.
Yeah. And there was rumors that she had been signed to like essentially like a talent management label. Those were unfounded, but I did hear that she was speaking with a lawyer in attempts to trademark the phrase, which she should. I don't know. It's like this is a really like what's incredible is we've all seen virility, I guess.
Okay.
But the speed at which this one happened was the amazing thing. It was everywhere within a day.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, sex sells, and she's pretty, and then she's talking about blowing a dude. So everyone's gonna be like, all the guys like, yep,
yeah.
You win.
Well, I was thinking, but this is the thing. I think we had a buddy make a joke or a bit about it, but it's like this is the thing that shapes culture to where like I think spitting on a dick's gonna get way out of hand here, and we're not gonna. I'm not gonna be like, hey, I don't like that. You don't fuck up the hookup.
Like, listen, don't eat Skittles first.
Like, hey, no thanks, but like, is this a 2-player game? Spit on your clam. No, I mean be mean about it. But I feel like I get thrown out if I Hauk Tuah'd. But no, it's just like daddy. It's like everyone's out there like, they like being called daddy. We don't. No one does. But we're not going to stop the hookup. We're not. Guys aren't going to be like,
I'll stop the hookup.
Please, I don't like when you say that.
Don't call me daddy. I'll have you arrested. All right.
Again, I wish Alexa would just turn the lights on.
Actually, it's not Alexa, but do you know what it is? So, like, it's actually if you so obviously, I think most people know that if you're a boy that likes his mom, it's Oedipus syndrome, right?
Right.
Well, but if you're a girl that has the same feelings towards her dad, it's called an electric complex.
You were telling me that, and I didn't know that. And
yeah. So the electric complex is really strong with the whole daddy back and forth.
It's good people don't know because there was a whole Carmen Electra. There was no John Oedipus that was a star for ever in the 90s.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. There was a superhero called Electra.
Yeah, didn't she have size?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Anyway, speaking of big size, let's go into some wordplay here. So, do you... That in itself is wordplay. Come on.
Yeah, her dad liked her size.
I was thinking S-I-G-H-S. Size. Like,
I'm going to get us out of this. Do you hear Boeing's in a little bit more trouble?
They kill another guy?
They didn't kill a guy. Boeing apparently there has 2 astronauts trapped in the ISS right now. And it has to do with return vehicle issues. And apparently it was like something they were working on and it got worse, where apparently not only did the ship essentially malfunction, but the suits have malfunctioned too. So on the ISS, they were supposed to return June 13th, and they have 45 days to return before it's out of fuel. It can run out of fuel, and they can solve that problem by sending a new vehicle to them that they could essentially take back down.
And do some docking.
But that would require a spacewalk.
Come on, it's still June. We could talk about docking.
We can. Happy June. Docking's in style. But I will say, if you dock, basically, they were saying if you go back, basically they send a new vehicle up there, you would want to use your spacesuit to check to make sure it's all good to go.
But it's leaking.
But there's a problem with the fucking suit, too. So not only is there a problem with the ship, there's a problem with the suit, and Boeing is not having a good year.
Okay, so let me ask you this, because I don't know enough about the ISS to say again.
The bad year blimp.
The bad. So so on the ISS, is there? I mean, I'm assuming there's not finite I mean, obviously there's finite resources, but it's not like one of those like they're running out of air. We got to get them out of there.
No, I think it's a return vehicle specifically that they're supposed to use.
Yeah, but it's like it's okay if we wait a little bit to send something good up there.
I believe someone spent over a year on the ISS. Basically, it was a guy. Wasn't there a twin? Yeah. We had a twin here on Earth.
Super tall or something.
And a guy spent a year in space basically just to compare bone density and stuff like that with his twin when he came back, just to measure the effects.
He's like, interesting thing, when you spend a year in space, your wife gets pregnant. I didn't know that happens.
It does happen. It happens a lot.
It happens a lot to military on deployments, I heard.
Yeah.
You know, like if you spend too long on deployment, like your wife gets knocked up.
But he is a twin, so it'll still be his kid. Technically. Actually, to follow up on space before we move on, there's a new hiccup with going to Mars, because going to Mars is kind of the big goal.
Yeah.
But they found that the travel time there and back, there's really no way around the radiation out there not destroying their kidneys. Like absolutely,
you gotta be kidding
and
me.
completely. Like
really?
Yeah. So like it was.
So it like, and I guess I don't know enough about the. Is this Boeing again? Like,
no, this is the sun.
No, I'm saying like they like it literally this kidneys itself is so sensitive to radiation that it penetrates through everything.
No, out there, I mean, it would be radiation we can't handle. Kidneys would be one of the first ones that would encounter this problem. Where basically, like,
what if you wore a suit on the?
So, but that's the issue of like they would either need to increase the protection from the radiation or find a way to mitigate the bad effects on the kidneys. This is where the only solution to this
a dialysis machine on board.
They would face dialysis when they came back. Solutions to this would involve potentially like, hey, you're going to go to Mars. We'll start regrowing your new kidneys because you're going to need them when you get back. I look at it like changing your brakes. Yeah. After a few thousand.
No, I mean, well, like I know that we've talked about the book The Martian quite a few times on this podcast, and he was so specific with so many things, but I'm surprised that he didn't mention that.
That's interesting because that was actually the thing they said. I guess The Martian's not that realistic after all because this directly would contradict in the book the ability to go to Mars and back. I thought it was interesting, but again, it's just another problem that we have to overcome if we want to get there. But it's also might be a little bit more impetus to fix this place first. We should be fixing this place and trying to get to Mars.
I mean, I'm kind of, I mean, Mars is cool, but it's like, I don't give a fuck. Like, am I an asshole? Like,
totally an asshole.
Okay. No, I'm saying like, whatever. Like, I wouldn't go.
No, Mars should be a retirement home for astronauts. Realistically, it should be, and I mean it in a good way. It's like it should be a one-way trip. Most of them I've even read are fine doing it because they want that great adventure. You don't become an astronaut if you're not willing to go through terrible times in small confined spaces. And these people, a lot of times, they want to get back into it. If you accept the willingness to die, that trip gets a lot cheaper.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
So there's been talks about, and I also think that women are going to be the ones that are sent. And we might have to cut here. We got literally Spider-Man coming down.
No, keep him in.
He's well.
That's a wait. No. That's a. That's an.
He's drunk. Oh God.
He's like, is that girl's fart? That is not a daddy long legs, ladies. Ew. Yeah, man, that was a big ass spider.
Nah, he's fine.
Whose house is this? All right, so anyway,
it was not a big spider at all. It was not a big spider at all. And he got a nice little, dip.
A whiff. All right, are you ready for my thing?
Of course.
All right, so now the human body contains 206 bones.
Okay,
right.
Make a dick joke.
Just the human hand alone has 27 bones, or 28 when I'm alone. You fucking piece of shit.
Actually, that was much better.
What a dick.
Yeah.
Anyway, asshole. So anyway, I'm assuming you know the answer, but what part of the human skeletal system can be seen?
Can be seen?
Yes.
The human skeletal teeth.
Yes. There
Okay,
you go.
I'm sorry.
So, do you have all your teeth?
Not my wisdom teeth. But yes,
okay,
otherwise,
yeah. I suppose. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Okay, I neither. Actually, funny stories.
Actually, I do have them, just not in my mouth.
Okay, so speaking of wisdom teeth, I remember like I was getting ready to get out of the military. And I was like, "Fuck, I don't want to pay for these wisdom teeth like removals. I know I have to eventually."
Yeah.
So I just started doing this like,
oh yeah.
I remember even the military dentist like, "Your teeth shouldn't be hurting you." Yeah,
they hurt so bad.
So they fucking pop those bitches out like they're like, I guess whatever.
They probably came out easy because they weren't. So I had mine out and they weren't like they came out at whole. But I remember waking up kind of being messed up and groggy from that. And I remember it was like my car keys, my wallet, and there was a napkin with my teeth. And in that state, I just remember thinking all these things are mine.
Yeah.
So I just pocketed all of them.
Spare parts.
And I remember catching the ride home like. Oh, like I unfolded this blossom of like gross
you just started
red
chewing food with them.
I think my mom was like, "Whoa," you know, and so I just remember I threw them in.
You got all four of them?
I threw them in like an old liquor bottle.
Yeah, but I'm saying you have all four.
Yeah, they're somewhere.
Interesting. Okay,
Kept my wisdom.
There you go. So a new drug is coming out that could potentially grow back missing teeth.
Gross. Let's hear the side effects on that one.
I know. Actually,
horns.
I was just
fucking antlers.
Hold on, because it's funny you say it because I was just like Stephen King's like Langoliers.
Yeah.
It was like just all teeth.
Dude, what did we study the British? Oh my God.
Yeah. Good time to have the teeth growing back, isn't it? So anyway, scientists in Japan have already regrown teeth in ferrets and mice, and I guess it turns out a ferret mouth is like kind of close to humans. As far as like how their teeth grow and everything, so they were a good.
Maybe
study.
in Japan.
I didn't. Anyway, so man, like, and honestly, speaking of, like, we'll do a little callback here, but like, and here's a Fight Club reference, but like, dude, mice really are like the first monkey shot into space, right? I mean,
yeah.
those guys are taking a hit.
Yeah.
So anyway, human trials will be starting this September. Okay, because obviously the mice and ferrets they were getting their teeth grown back a year ago.
Okay.
Human trials are starting this September, comprising of 30 adult men who are missing at least one molar. Now, this
is great news for meth heads.
Like, I was honestly thinking that. It's like if they could afford it. So, but I guess the drug will be given like IV. It's a hormone, and here's something I didn't know. For
weird.
one,
I'm saying weird.
Yeah.
Okay,
well, obviously you know how to make a hormone.
No.
You fucker in the pussy. Oh, okay. so anyway, but no.
Here you Hauk 2 on it.
Yeah, Hauk 2 on her. So, no, they will be giving an IV hormone that blocks a protein in the body that should stimulate a tooth to grow back. And so this blew my mind that I didn't realize how this worked, but the protein's name, and I'm going to botch it, but it says uterine sensitization associated gene 1.
Oh, yeah, duh.
Oh, you know that.
Yeah.
It's daily life, right? We talk about it. But it's commonly known as USAG-1. Now, I didn't know that this protein just, like, what it does or even that it existed, but I guess your body produces this protein to stop just regenerating teeth all the time.
It makes sense because and correct me, but rodents, specifically beavers, they have to chew.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the teeth will kill them.
They just gross to their face like
like
the Simpsons with their big book of British smiles.
So this is.
Do you remember that?
So this is gonna happen. Someone's gonna beaver die.
Yeah, exactly. Just grow it like so. But now I was kind of like, oh, I guess I thought that you just had a tooth, and then when you didn't have a tooth, you didn't have a tooth anymore. Right?
Yes.
But this, I guess, comes down to just like eyesight and smells. It's all just chemicals.
I wonder if this will somehow spearhead like regeneration of limbs or organs or something like that. Maybe a tooth, because it's disposable by the body, is more accessible at a genetic level to study.
Well, so I'm gonna read off my notes here.
Sure.
Excuse me. I didn't know that it's just like a protein that stops the growing of teeth, but the USAG 1 stops tooth growth by blocking the signals that normally encourage teeth to form. And I think it's like think of it like a stop sign for tooth development.
Sure.
When the USAG-1 is active, it sends out messages that tell the body to halt the process that would create new teeth. And I am interested though, like on a serious note, like how does this, because I know for myself, I have like one dental implant. Yeah. And like if I took this drug, obviously I would probably have to get the implant removed or whatever. But if I took this drug,
don't take this drug.
I don't plan to.
Keep that implant.
Dude, yeah.
George Washington would be.
Yeah.
George Washington would take this drug.
But I'm saying like I'm sure there are listeners that are missing teeth that don't have an implant, right?
Sure.
But I'm wondering like how does your body go fill that gap right there? That one needs to go. Instead of like, or does it just go? Like you just like a toddler, like you just start like as an adult, you just start like tying the string to the doorknob, like just get a whole new set.
Sure. The only thing that this does remind me of is there has been people with tumors in their mouth that are cancerous or in parts of their face.
Just full of teeth.
They are.
Gross.
No, it's like they've taken it out and literally thousands of teeth, but the
teeth,
very very tiny. It's just
sure.
Basically,
Tooth Fairy's like I'm never gonna financially recover from this.
I imagine like cancer is probably a form of what they're playing with here, to where it's just like the cancer is just the overproduction and the not stopping growth, and so I imagine maybe studying things like these cancerous tumors might have led to like what's different about this thing that's generating teeth, because generating teeth sounds like something that I didn't even think the body could do.
Yeah,
and if it can do that, it does make me wonder: could it regrow hands? Could it regrow organs and
foreskin?
I can be made whole again, baby.
5 skin.
Yeah, can't take away the hurt that I've incurred though.
Hairline though, hairline.
The general distrust of doctors and fluorescent lights laying on my back.
That was his first kiss.
Hey.
All right, and we're back. So, Jake, do you know what my favorite term for a front tooth gap is?
No.
A cigarette holder.
That's good.
Like, I heard that, and I've tried to shoehorn that into every uncomfortable situation.
It's honestly convenient. It's terrible predicament.
Would be. So, but with that being said, unfortunately, our toothless listeners with their cigarette holders, you will have to wait until 2030 to eat corn on the cob or chew a steak. Because they believe that is, after all the trials, if everything goes as planned, which they never do.
Dude, that's going to have some wild rhino side effects. Like, just you're going to see stuff on the dark web, and then they're going to be like, that's AI. That's not a person's mouth. You're going to have frozen statue syndrome, whatever Celine's going through.
Yeah, that's not your friend Carl that disappeared in Japan.
There's going to be someone with molars instead of nails. It's all the same. It's all keratin.
Man. Oh, I suppose. Well, no, it's like enamel versus.
I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Whatever.
I want to see Molar Man.
Okay. Yeah. Just. Oh, dude.
Just tapping his teeth on the floor. All right. Well.
Oh my God. All right. So a few listeners sent this to me, and I thought that I would just turn it into a little mini game for you. All right. So we'll follow our same algorithm where it's 2 lies and a truth. Right. So. Okay. What do you think is the real word to describe a small quantity of something left over? Number 1, a schlumpleton.
I like that.
Number 2, a titty nope. Number 3, a poopycock.
Well, I mean, like poopycock, that's a term I've heard.
So if you want it in a sentence, you could say, like, let's say, like, oh, like you didn't eat all your food. You left a schlumpleton of corn on your plate, or you left a titty nope of corn, or you left a poopycock of corn.
So like a poopycock I've heard of poppycock, which I believe is like a popcorn-based snack. So my gut is to think it's a play off that, but I really like the one that sounds like there's a little bit of like milk left on the nipple. You know, the second one, what'd you call it, a nippleton?
Titty nope.
Titty nope.
Okay.
So that's my guess.
So you think that a titty nope is the real word to describe a small quantity of something left over?
Yeah, I think there's a titty nope left on your plate.
All right, how do you feel about that?
I'll go 1.
You're going to go 1?
A schlumpleton? Schlumpleton's nice. It sounds too German, though.
Schlumpleton. Right. All right, so after some surprise saddlebacking, you may have a titty nope left on your poopycock.
So you have a little bit left on your
titty nope.
Titty nope is the right thing?
Okay, guess it right. So,
I'm going to use that all the time.
Like seriously, like you did say that your son's kids listen to or your son's friends listen to this, right?
Yeah, I think so. Like,
Let's
hi
see
guys.
So titty nope is actually an old timey term. So let's we were always talking about new slang. Let's see if we can bring it back.
Bring it back.
Let's bring back titty nope.
Bet Riz on the titty nope.
Touch grass and touch the titty nope.
Yeah.
That's what you did in your ninth grade. You did not.
I got titty nope.
You got titty noped.
Yeah, back to back.
You probably check your pants as a titty
I
nope.
was excited there was heat in there. It wasn't mine. Actually, I wanted to say real quick. I achieved a kind of a bucket list thing this week.
What was his name?
His name was F2 Tornado. So if you've seen,
that guy.
If you live in Janesville, you obviously know. But we actually had an F2 tornado go through the south side of our town. And I was at the Comedy Cabin, which is a sponsor of this podcast.
Hey!
Go to cabinlaughs.com, seamlessly integrating into it. Every weekend we have fantastic shows all through the summer. So I was there. And you know your instinct when you just go out, you see clouds, there's a storm coming in. And
Jake is a Midwestern dad.
That was the thing. I always kind of wondered, you see these videos and you see the great tornado videos, and then there's the guys that run inside, I'm like, you pussy. But in my heart, I always wondered, like, what am I? And so what I did was I saw this cloud, and I called my wife, and I'm like, you guys are okay? You're inside? You're downstairs? Okay. And then I proceeded to understand that I would stand outside until I died. It was the most fascinating thing I ever saw.
I'd like to think that if I was a Midwestern dad, I'd be like from Chicago, though. So I'd still be around going, World Star.
Yeah.
Just watch it.
Yeah, like
cold air fight.
Yeah. Granted, this tornado was pretty far away from me, so I don't really truly know. But I saw it and I zoomed in on it, and you could literally see the twisting of the entire cell going up. And then I found out later there was a tornado. The trees were blocking the actual. It was rain wrapped, so it wasn't able to be seen. But it hit the McFarland Pheasant Farm, and I think they lost.
I think rain wrap is like my favorite genre of music.
Rain wrap? That's like real lo-fi. You can go to sleep to it. It's just sad boy shit. But the tornado actually hit the McFarland Pheasant Farm, and I think it released 50,000 pheasants. Today I saw someone on the bike trail, and there's literally just baby pheasants running everywhere.
Interesting.
Feels like God broke the pheasants out. I remember pheasants growing up, and I don't think they want them in a farm anymore. So, but
pheasants are peasants.
But
Both
to me,
work actually.
Like, just to me, like I kind of, not that I want to see a tornado in a town. I want to see a tornado in a field. But I got a video of a tornado, so that was kind of a bucket list thing for me.
That's super cool. I will say that I felt a little out of the know more than usual. I'm pretty out of the know all the time, but I was just in my basement during that entire scenario, so I barely knew it rained.
Yeah.
And so I still have unanswered and unopened messages from people like, "Are you okay?"
That was from me. I sent him one like,
they're all
hey,
Jake. So, okay. So are you ready to jump back into the science world for a second?
Of course. Always.
Okay. So I started looking up because obviously I was making the joke about how, the mice, are just enduring all of this, the science research and whatnot.
Yeah, they're the tip of our spear.
They really are.
They're the guy out on D-Day on the beach.
Yeah, they that's Operation Overlord. But the mice, they're the real heroes. So I'd like to just have just a moment of silence, but not hear like a mouse squeak or anything.
Right.
Oh, but whatever. Anyway, so the scientists have found a way to thank them.
Okay.
Last year, Harvard scientists have reversed the aging process in mice, which means that they can be in the lab
their life
longer.
Can be prolonged, their misery.
Yeah. And I'm sure
Hold on, brother. Your plate's still full.
Yeah. Oh, you can't die yet off this mortal coil. And I'm sure that there's probably some sort of like Green Mile joke here. But and here's a quote. We've discovered, and actually like not in a joking way, I will say that this is really interesting because the way this doctor broke it down, he kind of, and it's not like I know about as much about computer programming as I do the human body.
I know a good amount about this.
Okay. Oh, about what I'm about to talk about?
Yeah, I don't want to steal anything, but
well then steal it. But let me read this quote.
Yeah.
But he said, "What we've discovered is that aging is very likely a corruption in the software of our body. As we get older, the software doesn't function as well. Things slow down and break. So Harvard scientists have found that they can essentially tap into a backup copy and reboot that software into our bodies.
Yep.
Right. And you already know all this. You know the story?
I know theoretically.
Okay.
theoretically, they can tell the cell to regenerate the younger version of the cell,
Yeah.
hypothetically.
When rebooting this younger genetic software, quote unquote software combination into mice, they found that the mice didn't just look younger, but they also acted younger. Their organs, like the heart and kidneys, there you go into your Mars travel.
Sure.
Right, regeneration. The mice were rejuvenated, and the lifespan increased. The mice got thicker fur, enhanced muscle functions, even got better eyesight.
Yep.
And so I mean, this really just blew me away. But then I pictured like, how do they know that this mice got better eyesight? There's like a tiny little optometrist, like 1 or 2. 1 or 2. Yeah,
they're all in there Hauk-2ing each other.
Yeah,
they just made Benjamin Button mice.
Yeah. So, but now obviously, if the U.S. is doing this on mice a year ago, China's doing it on humans right now.
And Jeff
right?
Bezos is doing it on himself.
God damn it. Okay, I'm just going to read you. You know that Jeff Bezos is salivating over this whole idea.
They sat him down in a room. We're 8 years away. You got to start taking tea and working out.
I think that's the second time he's fucking beat me to the punch. It was great. I'm sorry. No, it's good. That just shows what low-hanging fruit my joke writing is.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. No, it's funny. No, but I know that we talked about that one guy like a few episodes back, maybe even last year, who was hoping to
him and his son.
Yes,
right? Yeah,
exactly. He was doing blood transfusions to slow his aging process down,
which feels vampiric.
I mean, whatever, but I wonder if it's like aging his son. Like his.
That's what I'm saying. Is like they're meeting in the middle.
Yeah.
Shake and bake.
But we should like maybe look that guy up, or maybe Tony fact checker see like. Does he look younger yet?
Sure.
So, but anyway, I thought that was pretty interesting, and it just coincidentally, I forgot that it had regenerated the organs and kidneys and all that.
Sure.
And when in my notes when you're talking about the Martian thing, but man, like that would maybe be the answer, right?
So from an evolutionary standpoint, like the actual act of aging is more the act of getting out of the way for the next iteration. So from a genetic standpoint, the only reason that we get old and die is because that's the proper growth of iterations.
What's that say about like alligators and stuff like that, and crocodiles that we talked about on the podcast that are biologically immortal because they just grow and grow and grow until their body can't sustain the calories.
So their built-in basically endpoint is the insustainability. So it's more of a test of the environment.
So they're like the Tetris game where it's never beatable, never ends.
It's like the Hulk. Like the Hulk gets angrier and angrier and larger, but like the alligator will consume and consume. Yeah. So that evolution's always going to reflect the environment that it's in.
You think an alligator's cloaca lips are pink like Mrs. Hulk?
I hope so. No, like I think the whole thing with the telomeres. The telomeres are the ends of the DNA, and they think we actually age because when we copy our DNA each time, our telomeres get supposedly shorter and shorter.
I have to tell you, the entire time you're talking, all I can see is like the Jurassic Park animation of the like.
That is what it is. Honestly, all I can think of it is like the plastic ends of the shoelace. Just imagine the plastic ends of the shoelace are getting shorter, and as you get a copy of a copy of a copy, there's your Fight Club quote. Yeah. Essentially, you get small degradations. I mean, cancer is just the
corruption, right?
The corruption of the correct form of the DNA, and so much like the teeth being a marker to stop generating stuff, cancer is the loss of that marker where it just generates and generates and generates. So, no, I'm deeply fascinated by this kind of stuff, and I do think mice are in a tiny little hell that is driving forward our ability to have sex until we're 75 with Blue Chew. Blue Chew is bringing us a sponsor to this.
Like there we go.
Like can't have sex, make it. Like that's.
Oh man, gross. Just like I feel like there's a comic who made a joke of like you shouldn't be allowed to have sex at a certain age because it's too gross.
I think do what you can. Like I think this is why I think at 71 all drugs should be legal. I think this would be a great thing. I would work out in my 60s for this. Like keep my heart strong. And I would love an age to look forward to again. You remember how fun being 20 was? Where you're like, I can't wait to drink. Then you get turn 21, you're like, this sucks.
Yeah, I think
it's not fun anymore.
The last one was like, cheaper car insurance at 25.
That exactly.
I'll be 44 soon.
Well, 35 you can run for president, which the debate's going on right now. Not to mark it, but goddamn, Joe.
Yeah. I'll tell you. By the time this comes out, all the memes will be spicy.
I hope Hauk-2 is still pure.
Just somewhere there, let her debate. Hashtag let her.
How's the economy doing? Just hit it with the Hauk. Spin on that thing. You know what I mean? We'd all love her for it.
Okay, so I'm gonna just tell you this. I was gonna write some bits or whatnot about. Go ahead.
I have a science thing that might be kind of related.
Oh, let me hear.
Just real quick, go into. Have you heard about the? Do you remember the brain organoids? The term brain organoids.
That doesn't even sound like a real word.
Okay, so they took human brain stem cells and they made them play Pong. Does that sound familiar?
It does actually.
A couple years ago, and they learned to play Pong faster than iterations of AI.
Interesting.
Right, because basically what you're doing is you're bringing preferential choice. So AI's generation of evolution, where basically it gets better and better because it can throw a zillion solutions at it, and only the good ones stay.
Sure.
But the beauty of biological interpretation is we can kind of gauge what we think the best selection is. So the theory with fungus and things like brain organoids is that both AI and sentient brains can potentially make much better computers. The horrific side of this is they're already offering that possibility to companies. And I mean this because brain organoids is a term where they use actual human brains, human stem cells, which form these little weird pockets. And the only reason they die is that at about 100 days, they die of hypoxia because they have no real circulatory system. And so they are outsourcing it to companies. And they're not saying this, but they're outsourcing it to companies, knowing companies
That's when they need the hot tour girl to just come in and blow them.
They will build circulatory systems.
Oh my God,
this
is RoboCop.
This is RoboCop. It's worse than RoboCop. This is that thing where it's like you're going to get a fucking sentient thing inside the calculator before you realize that you've done it. Like, this is where, like, I always like,
oh my God.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just like, this is where, like, ethics should come in to where it's just like, I think that this is a dangerous path to walk because they're also making Tesla robots at the same time. And when you see two things that need each other, this is like where the computer for the brain organoid is going to go inside the circulatory Tesla.
It's going to be Krang from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Jake, will you please put up for YouTube viewers?
I will
Krang.
So, but I think it's like $500 a month now to basically allow these brain organoid things to run your calculations. And that is not enough of money. We could do that.
Yeah.
Like, we could get a tiny trapped human life.
Subscribe to our Patreon so we can get a human
Let's get
life.
a brain organoid. Let's give it a good life.
Honestly, I've got a hacksaw. We got Tony here.
Yeah.
He's smart.
So that's the kind of stuff that like keeps me up at night, to where it's like I worry about a brain born inside of basically, like, I feel bad for the mice. I feel worse for us playing Pong to, I don't know, make sure Amazon packages run more effectively.
Like you just have like a USB port in with like a little package.
It keeps trying to kill itself. It keeps listening to My Chemical Romance. It keeps trying to kill itself. It just goes to Spotify and listens to Helena over and over and over, and it keeps trying to kill itself. We've solved the Helena problem. It's on to death metal.
All it does is just Google who murdered it. All right, you ready for my thing here?
Yeah.
I was gonna write a bit about it, but I'm just gonna read this thing.
Okay.
A 36-year-old man is facing charges after allegedly stealing a motorcycle from an Alzheimer's charity raffle. Raffle. Yes, they have.
In
raffles.
his defense,
they have raffles now.
Oh, I don't want to take your joke.
What? Go ahead.
In his defense, they wouldn't have known he did it.
Fair enough. They would have forgotten. All right. So according to police, Brian Bennett was caught by state police and whatever after he stole a bike from Alzheimer's charity raffle in New Hampshire. He told Massachusetts state troopers that he won it at the raffle, but the plates came back that it was stolen. The police said that Bennett had admitted to carrying roadkill in the saddlebags of the motorcycle and was eating it.
Do you know how free this man is? This is the most free man I've ever heard of in my life. He stole a motorcycle from an Alzheimer's charity, and he's eating possums? You can't stop this guy. Let him have it.
All right, so I had to look in because I was like, dude, this is fucking crazy, right? So I started looking into different articles, and some were a little bit more elaborate. So the suspect was found with a dead deer. And here's a quote. Apparently, from what I understand, the suspect found a dead deer on the road and thought he'd partake.
On a bike? On a bicycle?
No,
motorcycle. I know, but on a motorcycle. I get it. If it's like a raccoon, you got saddlebags.
He then stuffed the remains of the carcass into the bike saddlebags. So Bennett has been scheduled to undergo mental health evaluation after being arraigned in court.
This kind of reminds me of Dahmer, where Dahmer was found that he didn't have like a gross out reflex. Like he didn't understand why people were grossed out by like guts and weird stuff. This guy didn't understand why you don't stuff a deer in your saddlebags after eating a few chunks
Relax. Sit back. We're just going to watch The Exorcist.
of it. I get it. It's fresh, and the ticks feel like popcorn, old maids.
Oh my God! You just put me there.
I don't think
you got me chewing a fucking gusher.
Like realistically, he might have a good mental defense because like if you were being evaluated to see if you're competent, I think the same person that doesn't understand maybe the social etiquette of not eating roadkill might also not understand the social etiquette of not stealing a bike from a charity.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's like nobody owned it. Fuck it, you know?
This is normal, right? All right. So, do you want to get out of here? Get into something?
No, I love talking about weird shit. Yeah.
No, let's do a catfish.
Okay.
All right. You want to talk about what the rules of a catfish is? We touched on it earlier.
So, real quick, catfish is a fun game that Adam invented when I brought good stories to this podcast, and I didn't check my resource, but apparently the website said where the truth doesn't matter. They were still good stories. So, Adam made a fun thing where one of these is going to be a real story and two are going to be fake, and we love when listeners play along. Let us know the guesses that you have.
And by the way, these are themed, so let me know if you can find the theme yet.
Extra points.
All right. Number 1, public outcry as pool revealed to double as off-season unlicensed crawfish farm.
Okay.
Number 2, controversy erupts, restaurant closed for serving locally harvested wild cicadas as dish.
Nice.
Number 3, U.S. bans cilantro imports from Mexican farms littered with feces and toilet paper.
I guess the theme's food or ill-gotten food.
I suppose.
Salvaged food. Okay. Can you read the first one?
Number 1, public outcry as pool revealed to double as off-season unlicensed crawfish farm.
Okay, so pool revealed to, so they were growing stuff.
It's a public pool.
And they were using it for off-season.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 2, controversy erupts, restaurant closed for serving locally harvested wild cicadas as dish.
Okay.
Number 3, U.S. bans cilantro imports from Mexican farms littered with feces and toilet paper.
Okay, we got number 2. So I was gonna go to number 2, but like I know Adam does this thing where he likes to like lean into it because he knows cicadas are like all over. Like my house is literally covered with hundreds of thousands of cicadas. But I think Adam's doing this thing where he's like, I'm gonna hide the truth under the cicadas this time. So I'm gonna go number 2 as well. I'm gonna guess it's the cicadas
because you're the shit. Right. Both of you guys are number 2?
Number 2.
All right. I mean, all 10,000 of you guys are number 2?
Yeah. Dude, stop. It's so hard to edit out all 10,000 people.
Yeah. I mean, you guys think you'd be watching the presidential debate, but you came to watch the Non-Essentials podcast. Ladies, please put your tits away. This is ridiculous. Come on. My mom's here. All right. So anyway, this actually happened in July 2015. Sorry.
No, get your tits out.
Come on, Tony. Yeah. Dump them out, Tony.
Listen, you.
Dump them out.
Yeah. Sir, get your tits out. Get your nipple bergs out. Or whatever. What was that term?
Oh, titty nopes.
Yeah, I want to see a titty nope of a titty.
All right. All right, put them away.
Yeah. Can you take your phone's flashlight and put it down? All right.
All right. Man, you went
gross.
You went deep with that. All right, so this actually happened in 2015.
Okay.
The U.S. has banned imports of cilantro from several farms in the Mexican state of Puebla after investigation found growing fields littered with human feces and toilet paper. The joint investigation by the FDA,
Sorry, you're eating cilantro and tacos. You chose to roll the dice. You chose.
All right, so the FDA and Mexican authorities found, and I quote, objectionable hygiene conditions in 8 of the 11 cilantro farms inspected in Puebla, Mexico. It's going to get worse. All right, so the FDA found that some farms had no toilet or hand washing facilities for workers, while others had bathrooms but no running water, soap, or toilet paper. So
you want it spicy or not?
They also found visibly dirty surfaces where the herb was cut, bound, and stored, including the grates used for transportation, the water used to wash coriander. By the way, I don't know if you know this or not, but cilantro is just baby coriander.
I don't even know what coriander is.
Cool. All right. So
I'm
anyway,
sorry to be uncultured here. Please educate me.
The water is used. The water used to wash coriander in some of the farms may have been contaminated by sewage. At one firm, the storage tank, which supplied workers with water for hand washing, tested positive for the, oh my God, I didn't do it, pronunciation, Chliospora parasite that causes the illness. The FDA said it is tightening the documentation requirements that it is found to firms producing coriander in Puebla often do business under multiple names and addresses, and some falsely claim that their suppliers are located from other parts of the state. So it's just like greasy shit that's happening, like. So those who have purchased cilantro from Mexico are advised to thoroughly wash the herb, cook it to kill the parasite. So, like.
Or live.
Imagine all the people who thought that they just like found the perfect diet. Like, yeah, I just eat guacamole and tacos all day, and I lost a bunch of weight. They're just like secretly like not telling anyone that they're just spraying mud for 6 times a day.
No, I had birria tacos for the first time, and
what'd you call it?
Birria.
Oh, I think.
Yeah, it gave me diphtheria. It was. Joel and I were up at a painting seminar, and it was a fantastic time, but. One of the best times ever, he and I discovered at 2 a.m. that we were both suffering, and I had to go down to the lobby. But we go back to this.
like your story where you knocked on the door, and he's like, use the lobby. He's like, I don't think I can make it. He goes, you can't come in.
Yeah, like, honestly, I did take it bad. There was a point where I was like, all right, okay. It turns out I could have used the sink. But no, I went down to the lobby.
The ice bucket.
I did. I went down to the lobby, and you know when you get to a bathroom and, like, your body stops giving you the choice. You know when you come home from camping and you're by a toilet, it was like it sped my step. My favorite part about that was the next day we get back to the painting seminar, and Joel and our goal was to not say anything. Our goal was to take, 8 trips to the gas station because the only bathroom was in the guy's house who was hosting it, and we weren't going to use that.
You just can't paint the bowl at a gentleman's house.
But what was great was one of the other artists showed up about 30 minutes late, and he was like, hey, sorry, I was up all night, like shitting. Anyone else? And then about 8 of us were like, oh, yeah, all of us.
Yo!
And then once all of us
like
were suffering.
Spaceballs, surrounded by assholes.
Yeah. Once all of us were suffering, it was funny. And it became like a great story. So roll the dice, get the cilantro, live a little. You'll be all right.
Do you think it's from cilantro, or do you think it was uncooked meat?
It's probably uncooked meat.
Okay.
But I will say, like, the birria tacos were really good.
Yeah.
And
I'll be honest with you. I was really excited that I did get you with the cicada, because I thought for sure that Jake was going to be like, oh, you fucking piece of shit.
I will say, like, a lot of people are looking forward to the cicadas coming up. I literally have hundreds of thousands of them all over my house.
I actually, now I didn't do a story on this, but I did see that the Wisconsin DNR or whatever was saying, like, don't remove the cicadas from certain areas.
Yeah, that's why I went with number 2.
No, it's like this. I love them. It sounds bad, but like cicadas,
I think they're super cool.
No stinger, they don't bite. It's actually a great way for you.
Fuck them.
Yeah, it's a great way for your kids to like.
I mean, I heard.
Yeah, so kids are a little like weird with bugs, but it's just like they're big butterflies. Pick them up gently on the side, let them go. They're really cool.
You can do a little sounding.
I feel bad when I'm driving down the road. Like you cannot avoid killing 5 of these fucking things because they're dumb. They fly slow. Like if there's no one on the road, I drive around them. I'm like, hey, you fucking idiot, just, because I feel protective of them. Like what a weird. Like we have chickens too, and the chickens are laying on their back so full.
Well, it's interesting because like I think that the weirdest part to me is that they have like that 17-year lifespan.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like imagine 17 years just to come out and get eaten by a fucking chicken.
That's what I mean. They come up, it's a monster, or they come up and they're like, "Oh, that's what thunder is." They hear it.
Yeah, they're just imprinting like, "Mommy."
Yeah. No, I think they're like. I wish more bugs were like this. They don't hurt you. They just come up and they fucking die everywhere.
Yeah,
it's not a bad life. I was gonna say, did you see that ride that got stuck upside down?
God,
it was in like.
No, I did not. But what a fucking nightmare!
It was it was like the circular one where it's like it swings back and forth. It literally got stuck.
Was it at like a state fair or was it at like Six Flags, like Great America or like Disneyland?
So I think it was kind of a state fairish. It was out in Oregon.
Oh yeah, there's something big out there, right?
But it was 30 people were stuck upside down for I think like over an hour.
Kill me.
Basically, they had to close the entire park and get like fire.
I better
and
get
rescue.
free funnel cake after this. Piece
But
of shit.
I will say my instinct was to go to like Six Flags the next day because like a story like that will make sure no one will go to a theme park, and like nothing is worse at a theme park than the lines.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Oh, I see. Because everyone's gonna be like, "Fuck that."
Yeah, exactly. And
it's like buying a plane ticket after Boeing.
Exactly. Like honestly, it's like you get the cilantro at a restaurant. That's the same as getting on a ride that showed up on a truck. There's a statistical chance that you made a mistake here. So I look at it like also another good one is if there's like a tornado watch or tornado warning, go to Noah's Ark.
Oh yeah, I suppose.
That we did that like a year or two ago with the kids. It was the best time ever because there was no lines. We literally were running from ride to ride. Can't recommend it enough. So,
all right. So I had a listener write this in, and I want to bring it up because I thought it was super funny.
Okay.
Right? This is from listener H, and it's from Reddit's AITA, their subreddit of "Am I the Asshole?"
Oh, okay.
And that's where basically people will write in like, "Hey, this situation happened. Like, these are the facts, and like, what do you guys think? Because this is how I handled it, right?"
I love these when they argue back and forth.
Yeah. So, well, Renee will talk about this a lot, and and so in her absence, I'll bring it up. So this man goes on solo vacation without his girlfriend after she couldn't pay her end of the vacation.
So they were splitting the cost of the vacation?
He wanted to go on vacation.
Okay.
And she couldn't afford it, and so he went alone.
Can I ask, is he
I'm going to pepper in facts.
Is he still dating while he's on vacation?
Yeah.
So he's going on vacation, but he's not hooking up or...
No, he's just going just to go.
All right, so if
I'm gonna keep going into this, but I'm saying like, he isn't like going. It's not a bang vacation.
Go into a little more. Yeah, like where did they go? Does it have that?
So he got into a huge fight with her, and he's taken this, taken to the internet for advice.
Sure.
And here are a few facts. It was a milestone birthday. It was his 40th birthday.
Okay.
He wanted to go on vacation for his 40th.
Okay.
She couldn't afford to go, so he's like, "Okay, I'll go without you."
Okay.
How do you feel so far?
I'm not sure. Maybe I need a little more facts because
Now he's been responsible with his finances since his 20s actually.
Does it say how long they've been together?
Give me time.
Okay. So throw some facts out there.
So he has been responsible with his finances.
Okay.
He saved up actually he because this was a milestone thing. He's like, "You know what, for my 40th, I'll tell you this, like I didn't get to do my 40th the way I wanted it was 2020, and something was happening in the summer of 2020. What was it? Yeah, I can't remember. Anyway,
hot,
but
abnormally hot.
Yeah. But what I wanted to just drink a glass of whiskey on a mountaintop by myself. Like that's what I wanted for my 40th. Because like you sit there and think because in a weird way, I know plenty of people that didn't make it to 40.
Right.
And so like, hey, I'm proud of the fact that I hit a certain age.
So die on a mountaintop.
There you go. But no, so I can appreciate him be like, hey, it's my fucking 40th. It's not my 38th. It's my 42nd or something like that. Like it's my 40th birthday.
Right.
I want to do this.
Sure.
Right. So he's been saving up for a while. Now, he's been saving up for a while. He's been great with his finance and whatnot. His girlfriend, however, is $20,000 in credit card debt.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now,
which is much more than $20,000 when it's a credit card. So
yeah, but in her defense, I will say that she did fall in some hard times of unemployment and had to use her credit card to supplement her lifestyle. Right.
Okay.
But however, he was better with his finances than she was.
Did they live together?
No.
Okay.
Not that I know of. Right. So he even offered. Okay. So based off of what I said so far, how do you feel?
I feel like I need more information.
Okay.
All right, sure.
No? Tony?
And that's just to decide if he's the asshole?
Okay, so he even offered to pay for her lodging if she could just front the bill for the airfare.
So I guess let me ask. So is he just paying for his ticket, his lodging, but if she goes too, he has to pay for hers? That's you're doubling the cost.
People are upset. Some people are upset, and he wants to know if he's the asshole because he didn't front her entire bill.
That's what I'm saying. So he has to double her bill.
He has to double his bill.
His bill, essentially.
To pay for her. Yeah.
20,000. Okay, that.
No, not 20,000.
No. I'm saying she's $20,000 in debt.
Yeah, she doesn't have the money to pay for it.
Right. So he's now going to be behind this debt, which he's probably not charging interest on that debt. So he understands.
No. I know you're getting hung up on the 20.
I'm saying like he understands he's paying for her to come with.
Yes.
Okay.
Now it's his girlfriend. Now there's the obligation.
And you're not getting that money back. I know he's not, but I'm
Yeah.
saying like he
It's a
understands.
girlfriend. You don't really.
Okay.
You don't say like.
Sure,
Well, this
okay.
is, you owe me such. All right. So now he did offer to pay for her lodging if she could pay for the airfare. Right. So like, hey, you get your ass there. I got the rest.
Okay.
Right. Now, I've traveled a lot, and I always travel really cheap. I thought that I was like, man, what kind of fucking trip was this?
Right.
Is this like blah 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 blah? Now, and here's a quote. She then told me she didn't feel like she could afford to cover meals and half the airfare, even if she were to, if I went somewhere relatively cheap. He said, I was possibly thinking the Caribbean where, somewhere in the Caribbean where the trip flights are running typically around $500.
Okay.
Okay. Now keep in mind, this isn't like one of those like, oh, well, I wanted to spend 2 weeks in Europe and it was going to be whatever.
I'll say this. To me, this feels like I wouldn't pay for my buddy's stuff.
Okay.
Like it feels like they're not like maybe they're boyfriend girlfriend, but they're not like a team in the sense of like they're affording expenses together. This is either a very early relationship. So now I'm really skewing to no, this guy's not an asshole at all. If I want to go on a trip, but you're like, and she's basically like, I want to go on that trip too, but then like I have to pay for your entire trip.
Yeah.
I get that. No, he's not an asshole if he doesn't want to pay her way, and she also doesn't seem that interested in going.
Well, no, she wants to go. She definitely wants to go. She just can't afford
Well,
it.
yeah, like people want to eat.
Okay.
This to me sounds like a date. This to
Okay.
me sounds like early. And if that's the case, no, he's not an asshole.
rate.
Because also, if he's going to go to the internet and ask people, he clearly feels bad about doing it. And if he feels bad about doing it, he's going to ruin his trip going. So don't ruin your trip going.
Well, his family is like kind of like up in arms about it too because they're a bit conflicted. So that's why he's like, well, let's go to Reddit. See what, let's crowdsource this question.
What, his family thinks he should have paid his way for his...
Some do, some don't.
I'm leaning, this guy is like 80% not an asshole.
All right. Here's the kicker.
All right.
It was a 3-month relationship so far.
Oh, he is 99% not an asshole. 99% not an asshole.
Yeah,
honestly,
I'm sorry. Dude,
don't-
people have been in fucking comas and woken up and knew their ABCs
Okay.
longer.
Here's the other thing. You risk ruining your vacation by bringing someone you don't know that well on your 40th vacation. This is one of those like, hey, dude, I made it.
You have
he
to
said
travel
three
yeah,
months.
3
So
months.
he's made it
40 years.
120 times longer without her. So or whatever that
do
is.
that math. Was that real math, or did he just Rain Man us?
It might even be 160 times because like he's
don't fucking
he's dated her 1/4 of a year,
Okay.
essentially, right?
Yeah.
So 4 times 40 is that 160. So he's lived his life
How
160
many
times
toothpicks are
longer
on the
without
ground?
her.
How many toothpicks are on the ground right now, Jake?
None.
He's fucking good, dude. He's fucking
there's,
good.
There's no
Holy
toothpicks.
Shit.
No, so he's
Goddamn.
100% not
I
an
just
asshole.
pull one out of my butthole.
You know, and in fact, his family might be an asshole if they're
Yeah.
up in arms about it.
Yeah.
I'd be like, "What's her middle name?" You know, that's what I'd hit my family with.
That's a good point.
So no,
Yeah.
I'm on this guy's side.
yeah, I'm absolutely on the side. Because it's kind of one of those like, man, 3 months. That's not. I mean, and I will say this, like, I feel like you have to travel with someone.
I will
to
say-
really get to know them.
I will say she's not there when he gets back, though. That's
Well,
that's like 100%. Like 3-month vacation. Wait, no, they're dating 3 months. How long was
Yeah.
the vacation?
I don't know, a couple days.
Oh,
It
okay.
was like just a 40th. He's just like a week maybe.
No, 100%. Like, I think he's fine. I think he's fine. I think he knows he's fine. I think he's just sourcing on the internet some people that agree with him so he can feel good about it. Which,
Yeah.
whatever.
All right. Thank you. I mean, because I
Yeah.
share the same point.
Okay, I was gonna ask next. So just a Hauk Tua on her and get out of there. I don't know what to say.
She should just hawk to it on him and gave him a vacation.
That's not bad. That's not a bad idea. Okay. So I mean, I'm pretty much out of stuff. The only thing I
I
can
thought
say.
you have a catfish.
Oh, I do have a catfish. Oh, I do have one more, like an update. Do you remember
hear.
the last? I think it was 2 podcasts ago. I recommended buying NVIDIA.
Oh yeah.
Because you asked me about.
It's going to be worth more than Tesla and Amazon combined, right?
Right. So there has been a little pullback, but I will say if you were to listen to this, if you were to listen to our advice, you'd be up like 40% on that stock right now.
Interesting. I'm up 40% just thinking about it.
Okay. So I can do my catfish, and then do you want to end on that?
Nope.
Or
Because
you-
I want you to acknowledge that boner joke, and then I have a couple more things.
All right. So
Let's hear your catfish.
all right. So same rules apply. Number 1, hot air balloon explodes overloaded with fireworks, injuring many over fairgrounds.
Okay.
All right. Number 2, dairy cow udders explode from bird-borne virus. Number 3, man's colon explodes after coughing, sneezing at the same time at a diner.
What's the theme? Pop goes the
Yeah.
weasel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man. Okay. Read them again.
Hot air balloon overloaded with fireworks explodes over fairgrounds, injuring many. That's number 1. Number 2, dairy cow's udders exploding from a bird-borne virus.
Ooh, that's mad cow.
Number 3, man's colon
That's
explodes.
how the cow got over the moon.
Man's colon explodes after coughing, sneezing at the same time at a diner.
Yeah, that's how your body takes a screenshot, right?
Right. Yeah.
Man. I want it to be 3, but I'm gonna go with 1.
Number 1. All right. So at a diner, recently after colon surgery, a man had to be re-hospitalized for both coughing and sneezing at the same time.
If you had had the surgery part, I definitely would have doubled down.
Yeah, basically causing a involuntary
rupture?
reflex of the abdominal muscles strong enough to rupture stitches, which resulted in many inches, quote, many inches of intestine being visible. Like, Albie's eating spaghetti, and they're like,
Oh my
you gotta
god!
chew your food.
All right, so here's my last story for the night, and then we'll end on a catfish after that.
All right, we're
so
closing it out.
yeah, we're closing it out. So stay tuned, listeners.
Yeah.
Listener. So in the past, we've talked about the world's largest mountain and the world's largest waterfall, right?
Yes.
Jake, do you want to remind listeners where these are? Do you remember?
Yeah,
Or-
they're not where you think they are. It's actually Hawaii.
Most people think that the tallest mountain is definitely Mount Everest. That's the highest mountain, but the tallest mountain, it goes from base to the peak,
Right.
which is in Hawaii, like Jake just said. Now, a lot of people, as far as with the world's tallest waterfall, they'll think, oh, something like Angel Falls or something like that, right?
Yep.
But the concept and definition of a waterfall is where water falls, and that is where I believe it's that strait in between. It's that area in between Greenland and Iceland.
Yeah.
where the water literally the
It's like a convection.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. All right, so that's the world's largest waterfall. Now, have you heard about the largest, tallest uninterrupted waterfall in China? It is called the Yuntai Mountain Waterfall, and here are some interesting facts about the waterfall.
Okay.
It has a fall of 314 meters, or if you're American,
That's a lot.
Yeah, if you're American, it's over it's 1,030 feet, right?
Okay.
Now, I grabbed the following quote from from ChinaDiscovery.com, which is just a website as far as like seeing different sites and whatnot in China.
Sure. I'd love to go to China.
Yeah, I would too, actually. Yeah. So now, listeners, please, relax. We all know that it'd be just inappropriate to imitate a Chinese person while reading this quote. And so
Yeah.
I've decided I'm going to take the high road, and I'm going to imitate a white person who just so happened to been raised in that region of the world.
Good.
So,
Yeah.
So,
They have those.
so here's a quote from the China Discovery, read by a white person raised in that region, born and raised, right?
Sure.
Actually, right. Looking from the weather from the better, you may wonder, it come from the sky? All right, so, right, now remember, that was a white person who was raised in that region.
Of course.
Right, so now a lot of TripAdvisors will give suggestions on when to visit sites, that are similar to this. As far as like with droughts and whatnot, rainy seasons, this, right?
Yeah.
If you're going to want to see like a rainy season, like waterfall, it's going to be completely different than a drought season.
Sure.
Okay. Now, luckily, tourists will never have to worry about the dry season, so they want to visit this particular majestic waterfall.
Okay.
That is because a hiker recently traveled to the highest point, and he found where the Chinese government installed plumbing to supply this waterfall with a constant stream of water.
I appreciate it.
I mean,
If I go for a hike to see a waterfall,
keep in mind, dude, this thing is cemented in. This pipe work is cemented in.
that's fine. Dude, I used to think the log ride at Noah's Ark was real, and I miss those magical moments of thinking back to my childhood and being like, they used to throw logs down this
You
thing.
just thought it was a sawmill at the end of it.
Yeah,
like,
no,
let's get out.
Dude, I have no problem China simulating attractions. The problem is they simulate their past too. And they're like, there were never any Tibetans here.
Yeah.
Muslims? They were never here.
Tibet your ass, or was it?
There's
Right.
always been a waterfall and no Muslims. China.
No, now I will say, like, don't get me wrong, it is still beautiful, right? And honestly, I saw pictures and I was like, man, this thing is amazing, right? Yeah. But I think it is technically China's tallest uninterrupted water fountain, right? Can we agree on that?
Let me put it this way: none of you have lube in the bedroom. No one has a locked drawer in their bedroom. Let China simulate that waterfall.
Fair enough.
Let's
fair
pretend.
Enough. Yeah,
No,
you know that lube was made in China.
Yeah. They've been wetting the tops of rocks for years. So,
yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
But I mean, like,
lots of people taking pictures.
I'm guessing they did it because you said dry season and stuff like that. And
well, I mean, honestly, it creates revenue. People come to see this fucking thing, right?
Yeah, it's funny because it is like it's a bone-dry desert and the fucking waterfall coming off the mountain. We're like, what's it doing? It pierces the clouds.
Yeah. Now,
you're welcome.
And obviously, just like most things made in China, it's a cheap knockoff. You know.
Yeah.
So that was my omen. Do you want to end on a catfish?
Yeah. Sure.
All right.
Yeah,
let's tie this bitch up. All right. So, this is also going to be themed.
That's technically just a landscape filter.
I like it.
That's all. I
get it. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's disingenuous.
Yeah.
But
they should simulate like carp swimming up it, like like the meta because they're turning into dragons or whatever the tattoo lore is.
Oh yeah. No, it's the if a carp can swim up to the very end of the river, then it can turn into a dragon.
Right.
Yeah. So I like it when people get that tattooed on them, but the metamorphosis or whatever of it, so it's like half. It's like changing. It's like half dragon, half fish.
No, I love it.
It's kind of cool. Yeah. Right. So I mean, it makes sense of the scales, right?
And there's a pipe at the top of the shoulder. It doesn't affect what the dragon's doing.
Nice pipes. All right, good one. Yeah. All right, I said that joke actually, just so you know. All right, so I'm actually too lazy to even repeat it. All right, so here's the catfish. Following the same algorithm, 2 lies and a truth.
Sure.
And this is themed. And I have a special guest, the goodest boy, next to me.
Yeah, he's like, I'll take all these scratches.
So Keenan
could have had 140
episodes
worth of scratches.
To come in and get his head scratched. He's like, yeah, and? All right, so number 1, bird's low battery impression from smoke detector causes tenement house chaos.
Okay.
Number 2, a prison in Florianopolis, Brazil switched to using geese instead of guard dogs. Number 3, a Bostonian crows learned to hack red light cameras, leading to a spree of false traffic citations.
These are all really good, and it's animal mayhem.
I suppose you could say that, yeah.
So, like,
I'll read them again.
I would say, like, the real one, like, you made up the other fake 2. Good job. These are really well done. So read them again. Yeah.
All right, so number 1, a bird's low battery impression from smoke detector causes tenement house chaos.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, a prison in Florianopolis, Brazil switched to using geese instead of guard dogs. Number 3, Bostonian crows learn to hack red light cameras, leading to spree of false traffic citations.
I could definitely see the crow one just because they are smart enough to do this. I saw that they were actually crows are ripping off like anti-bird things on buildings and putting them around their nests.
I can't remember the exact dates here or time frames, but I know that we did talk about how I think like a 6-month crow is as intelligent as like a 3-year-old chimp.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, and it was
That's
just
crazy.
the fact that it got there so fast.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with number 2 because of geese have been known to have extreme territorialness. So I could see utilizing geese instead of dogs, and kind of a funny resource. But we got number 1 in the audience, so I'm going to go number 2.
All right. So I definitely thought that you would not pick number 2 because I said Florianopolis, Brazil, and I was just there in February.
Etch and sketch.
Oh.
I know you went to Brazil.
God damn it.
A couple more years, you went to South America. So
I literally looked up a story in the place I was just at because I was like, Jake's be like, I know it wasn't that because you fucking was.
You outsmarted yourself on this one.
You fucking piece of shit. I'm talking to myself, looking in the mirror. All right, so December 2023, a Brazilian prison has switched up its security system by using geese instead of guard dogs. Since December 20th, a group of geese have been waddling around the perimeter of, Sao de Pedro de prison in Brazil's south state of Santa Catarina, replacing their canine predecessors. The honking birds, dubbed geese agents, patrol a green space between the prison's inside fence and outer main wall.
That can almost be entrapment. If I saw geese and I'm like, these are what's guarding me, and then I got attacked on the way out.
Staff had admitted that the vigilance of the waterfowl species of birds make them excellent guard animals, even more so than dogs. The prison director said, we have electronic surveillance, in-person surveillance, and finally the surveillance of geese, which replaced the dogs. Because, like they were even saying that, dogs can be like bribed with treats and stuff like that.
Well, I was going to say, like, you can't get a hold of bread.
Yeah, fair enough. But I'll tell you this. I mean, like, I would, like, give up many years of my life for my dog, but he'd give me up for a piece of chicken.
That's true. Okay, that's fair.
So
that's fair. Yeah. I like the creative ingenuity of using different animals.
Yeah.
And I've heard geese are extremely territorial.
I don't know why, but it just seemed very Flintstones to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really excited about the bird's low, the beep.
Yeah, I thought about that one too. But
where's it coming from?
I'm thinking about the jail escape running afoul.
Yeah. And why is it goose and geese and not moose and meese?
Indians.
Yeah, Native Americans, Algonquins. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, anyway, this has been episode 140. Thanks for sticking with us. For those that still made it.
Everyone made it.
Everyone made it.
We appreciate it. Thank you so much for listening.
And congratulations. And then fill in the blank that whoever won the debate. I know, like
Trump won the debate.
Yeah.
I don't care what you say.
Did
Joe looked like Joe looked like Silver Alert.
I'll tell you this.
I watched the first 20 minutes. I'm like, oh man, no one trained him on body language.
I will say this: the little bit that I did see they were streaming, he did better than I thought.
Oh yeah, he's fine.
Because I was like, is he gonna fall? Is he gonna what's he hopped up on?
But he listens like someone who has a really hard time hearing. It's like intense eyes. You can see the sclera all around the pupil, like intense old man energy.
I will say this is that
Trump ain't young either. I wish JFK would have been there.
They're both old as fuck. But the little bits that I did see, and I don't want to turn this into a whole thing here because obviously by the time this comes out, it'll be dated. But I just want to say that you're not going to probably win a shit talking contest with Donald Trump because he's going to just talk worse shit and get real mean with it and make jokes about it, and then people are going to laugh and then be like, ah! Like what Joe should have probably done is taken the high road. He probably should have been like, hey man, you want to make jokes about it? I want to talk about real problems.
Yeah,
or something like that.
Stay on point.
Like super like high road, and then probably, I mean, you'll always like if you take the high road, you always win.
Well, dude, the amount of accusation of killing thousands. I was joking. This should have in Hot Shots too. They had the Rambo kill count going on the screen. If you would have gone off the amount of people each person said the other had killed, it had been in the 100,000s by the end of it.
Yeah.
Like this guy's done stuff that results in thousands of deaths. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe for the next one we can get a live stream going.
Honestly,
That'd be fun.
Do you think they're gonna be alive? But
yeah.
I mean, they're so old, dude.
It's a bummer.
It's just weird that
I don't know
like
a single
the only choices.
Dude, he's 82. I don't know a single 80-year-old that should be starting a new stint of anything except a new stent. Just like, just fucking let him go.
It just seems like elder abuse for both of them at this point.
What is it,
dude? Just fucking like you should be enjoying your grandkids, man. Like go lay down.
Yeah, you can't fly a plane over 65. Good fucking rule. I agree. Yeah. Here's your pilot. He's 82.
You should probably cut all this, but I'm just saying, like
no. People need to hear.
Yeah, people need to hear our shit.
People need to hear the
matter.
opinions
We're
they
in a
have.
basement, right? So anyway, so thank you very much for listening. Go to CaptainLaughs.com.
Yep.
Get your coffee at Dead City Coffee. You can find them on Facebook, on Instagram, and everything. If you live within Rock County region, you can probably get a hand-delivered package by Rocky. So again, Dead City Coffee and CaptainLaughs.com. My name's Adam Riley.
I'm Jake Hauk to
That's
Bussy.
That's Jake Bussy. Go fuck yourselves.
Yeah.
Later, boners.
Bye. Yeah, they're all just gonna be-